going on? It's Max G, GowhereHipHop.com, IndigoMinute.com. I'm here with James Fauntleroy. We just got out of the NPR. It was kind of like how would you describe it?
It was like a discussion on God. It was a philosophical conversation. Just getting people's perspectives on what they think God is and shit.
Yeah. And, and God is, a lot of people talk about God is the one, God is oneness, God is love. And if we are all one, who would you say you are?
The way I feel about me and the oneness and people is like, because like so many people, and all the definitions are awesome, like what we were talking about in the thing.
Yeah.
But like, I always think about it like, my hand is me, you know what I'm saying? But if I lose this hand, it's not me anymore. So I feel like I'm a part. I'm permanently connected and important to the whole, like a hand is to your body. But I'm not the body. You know what I mean? So I feel like we're all like.
You're like the whole body, and you as the hand is a part of that body.
Exactly. That's me. I'm the hand. Daredevil.
And as the hand, a lot of people that associate with the body, they have a lot of challenges because they're so body conscious. They believe in these stories that they create about themselves and who they are and what they do. And as you were coming up, like, what was the greatest challenge you had to overcome as the man that you are?
In life or in the game?
In the game. I'd say in life, man. Because
it's kind of the same though when you get into it like this. Yeah. My number one challenge and hurdle was like accepting, and before accepting, even know that it's something you need to accept, how much more important your attitude and your state of mind and shit like that is than anything you can do. You know what I mean? Like however great you can be as a singer or a basketball player or a backflip artist or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
Like your attitude and approach and perspective to that affects it way more than anything. Like, and dedication is, almost equally important. Like energy and time and thought in this shit, but
it's basically mastering your state of mind.
100%.
That's the hardest thing to overcome. Didn't Lao Tzu say, the greatest thing you can overcome is yourself? Period. Yeah.
And then it's great reward when you accomplish that, and it's evident. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important for other people. It's like it's hard as shit, but it's a reason why. The basic thing is like nothing worth having comes easy.
Right.
And life is the most difficult challenge.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like if you want it to be tight, then you gotta put the work in. So that was like much like everyone else, I wanted shit to just happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like shit to just happen
because
I'm tight.
Just
you know
happen.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I really wanted that.
Yeah.
And it sounds silly now, but I can't be mad at other people for thinking like that.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, I'm tight as shit. Why am I not? Blah blah blah. But
yeah.
It's just you have to,
So speaking on that, what would you say is the key to manifestation? Is it just keeping the focus on your vision, or what's the key to you work with so many amazing artists and have a lot of accolades? How do you manifest all that?
I think the key is like it's like a set of locks. The first one, like the surface lock that a lot of people have hard time with, is the vision period.
Yeah.
Like just like I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge problem for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But then even more difficult challenges. Now I know I'm point A and that's point B, and people don't realize that attitude thing, the exercises and focus and your mind state, that's how you get from one place to the other. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what manifestation to me is knowing what you want, but more importantly it's not letting things distract you from the path getting from A to B.
Yeah, because there's so much distractions. This age of Aquarius, age of information, so much information at you. You got to keep focused on what it is.
You got to focus because it's also the age of bitch ass niggas, and it's the age of like unqualified opinions.
True.
And it's the age of low, like quick attention span.
True.
And it's like with all these things going on, they're not slowing down.
Right.
So you have to have the power of being able to slow down so you can have a aim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm going here.
Yeah. And with that focus, a lot of creativity and a lot of artists produce, and magic, right? And you know, you were talking about in the discussion during the NPR group get-together, you were talking about lucid dreaming, and what I find interesting is, did you ever take anything from a dream of yours and put it in a record?
Absolutely. In that song, I'm talking about, I was using it as like a metaphor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is how I do a lot of real things, but the first verse is a story of like someone shooting at you, and then you turn around and you're like, why are you shooting at me? And it's like, because I needed to get you from here to there, and that was the fastest way.
Oh,
so that was
shit.
like a real message that I got from like, you know, dream experience, and it wasn't like the way I said it in the song, but it's just like a lot of the feelings and dreams and studying dreams and knowing that there are messages and shit in the dreams that your subconscious mind is trying to remind you, blah, 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 blah. So for sure that song is about that experience.
What specific song?
Lucid.
Lucid Dream. Yeah. Okay, cool.
It talks about the real life experience of your dreams trying to tell you something to help you and shit.
Yeah, and what you just said is super clutch, because people will have a negative experience and label it as negative because it looks negative. But what you said is, if you have a negative experience and you label it as positive, then you'll get a positive effect out of it, and you'll see like, oh shit, that got me there faster than if
that's a line in the song too, because I say the demons you've been dreaming up are angels under the pain. And that's because, you know, we create all these crazy things, but they're all lessons and guides and shit that's like really here to help you.
And that's what a lot of people don't, I feel like, grasp in the oneness. The evil and the negative parts are all part of that oneness.
Period. And then it's like, if something fucked up happens and you trip, that's okay.
Yeah.
But then you need to bounce back.
Yeah, like
you
right
need to
away.
remember the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it got you. You got sucked into the play for a minute, into the drama, but there's more to it than that.
And that takes steady commitment to self-awareness, meditation. Do you meditate?
Yeah.
Every day, or?
Yeah, well, pretty much. I mean, I'm high all the time. But yeah, it's.
Do you have like any benefits that you could like share what meditation
I talk to people a lot about the alpha state. It's one of the levels of brain activity that comes from meditating, or being high, or alcohol, or being sleepy. And aside from all these like health benefits from meditating, it's slowing your heart rate down.
Yeah.
People don't know that your heart has like not a limited amount of beats, but it's like an engine. You know, an engine runs out over time. So your heart beating faster makes that engine run out faster.
Yeah.
So that's a whole small other shit. But
like physical health.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But bringing yourself and your brain activity down, it's better decision making. It's more creative. It's still emotional, but less dramatic.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like being able to calm down, breathe in through your nose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those meditation techniques I use when I'm walking around and shit too. To calm
It's a
myself
daily,
down.
it's a walking meditation. It's basically like a way to stay happy.
Period.
And you know, you work with so many amazing artists, you being yourself, obviously.
Thanks.
Who is one of the most spiritually aware artists other than yourself that you've worked with? You know what I'm saying? Because you're deep in the game with the metaphysical research.
I probably, you know, it's a work environment, so it's not too many religious conversations. I mean, no idea is like fully into the philosophy.
No idea.
But surprisingly, and there are several I could think of actually that I'm thinking about it. But Jay-Z and Beyonce are interested in, you know, information, and I mean, obviously they're so rich they have to be intelligent.
Yeah.
I don't think people ever realize to put that together.
Yeah.
But I think they have a different level of awareness in general, like decision making wise, how they feel, that, you know, attention to emotion, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. And you work, you know, you're saying you thought of a few artists. Has anything like super magical like came out of like a session that was with somebody that was all about synchronicity and those types of things?
Really, every time you have that, and you know, like every time you have that magic, like where something felt like, you know, you could feel that it was tight.
Yeah.
Number one, that translates into a lot of money a lot of times.
True.
And
which is
you know
important
what I mean?
because that's part of life. You
that
need it to fund your
like
dreams.
The genuine experience of something that's magical like that, what you're talking about,
Yeah.
people can feel that. So I would say every time I've written a song that that was like tight as fuck or
Yeah.
something like that, it was that. It was like everybody locked in, especially with like Justin Timberlake, for instance, because he's like extremely tight.
Yeah. You mean it makes you feel
like
real
you go in there
feelings?
and Tim's got the blah 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 blah, and
Yeah.
he's got the this, and it's just like it's happening in a lot of sessions though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a thing that happens in collaboration when it's right. You know? So when you get in there and everybody's the music. It's literally, it's like synchronicity. It's like on beat. You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
channeling.
Yeah, we're moving at the same thing. Especially when we get a topic, now we're thinking about the same thing. It's really literally like what you said. It's a lot of energy focused on a thing, and it brings something forward.
And what was the weirdest like synchronicity that happened to you in life in general? Like maybe about meeting somebody and then like later you like see them like randomly on the street and you're like, oh shit, and you know what I mean, like non-related events,
was like
connecting together.
When I wanted to draw like in life, that's what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. My dream as a kid was to be a comic book artist, right? So I had all these drawing books and shit, which I never read.
Yeah.
But I really was into it. Empty sketchbooks.
Yeah.
Just like having everything around me because I was like, this is what I really want.
Yeah.
And then I got like this ridiculous, mysterious illness that I couldn't move my body for like 8 or 9 months.
Wow.
So that sucks, but it really sucks if you need to use your hands.
Yeah.
And you can't close your hands.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting here thinking this is the worst thing that could happen to me.
Yeah.
In addition to not being able to move, I'm itching everywhere. It's like hell, right?
Yeah.
In that time, I couldn't draw, so I'm going nuts, right?
Yeah. Which is what you wanted to do.
Exactly. This is when Columbia House was making those 12 CDs for a penny thing.
Yeah.
And I was just ordering CDs that I would never buy because I was buying all rap shit.
Yeah.
And got all these R&B, like Soul For Real, Joe, Brandy, all these people.
Yeah.
Start singing along, and I'm like, I sound pretty good singing along to this shit.
Oh, shit.
So, literally, if that didn't happen to me, I never would have sang, ever. Like,
wow.
The next year I started high school, somebody asked me if I could sing, and I lied. I was like, yeah, I sing all, what you talking about? I sing all, I don't have to say lie all the time.
Yeah.
I sing all the time. Let me in there, And then those guys took me to church.
Wow.
Because I didn't grow up in church.
Yeah.
And that's, so, to sing and blah, blah, blah. So that literally just changed my whole life, and at the time it seemed so horrible.
Yeah.
But it literally was the turning point to put my life on this path.
Wow, I just got some goosebumps from that.
It was crazy.
Because you wouldn't have been doing
today,
the whole music shit without, you might have gone into art but we were talking earlier and you were saying you're working on animation now.
Yeah,
so you're kind of bringing it back.
And isn't that crazy?
Because you locked down the whole music game, and now you're kind of bringing it back to the art, learning some more art, right?
Man. So it's amazing, man. But it's like there's too many details for it to not be by design.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's not just the big things; it's every little moment.
Yeah, like shit that you
even
would be
just
like
walking down the street or standing in line.
Period.
And that seems like a huge resistance you had to overcome. But was that the biggest? The War of Art, that book.
Mm-hmm.
How would you what tips would you give artists on overcoming resistance in the creative process?
I feel like wherever you try to take your art to somewhere for money, it turns into a negative experience because the brokers of the art, they have so much implied power because they're the bridge between you and the public. But the brokers, the labels, the executives are not buying albums. Right. They're not buying paintings. They're not buying shit.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? So, number one, they're important. Everybody's important, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
But it's to realize that you have value, you know what I mean? And to hold on to that because to control you, they do everything they can to bring your value down to you.
Right.
To convince you that you're not important.
Yeah.
My opinion is the one that's going to blah, 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 blah. So if you just, for me, sticking to your art and being real about it, the thing about art that makes people connect to it is when they feel it. Like it feels real to them. And I've heard this from like the guy who runs marketing at Pepsi. I heard
Yeah.
him say that at a panel. Like he said, when Pepsi is looking for an artist to latch onto,
Yeah.
we don't want the shiniest mainstream guy,
Right.
because people don't like that.
Yeah.
We want the authenticity,
Yes.
because that's what makes someone connect.
Another
to,
goosebumps moment.
Yeah. Period, and that's really real. So when people go around and they're doing, I'm not saying it's bad to network or anything like that, but
Yeah.
I get more value. Oh, we gotta go. I
Okay.
get more value out of putting as much as I can into the art than I've ever gotten from networking.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, bro,
Thank you,
for the
man.
words
You
of
guys are
wisdom.
awesome. Thanks for your
And
support, too.
yeah, and be sure to check him out. You know what it is, GowhereHipHop.com.
Yeah.
Go where you love.